Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Welcome and welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new reading vlog. So this vlog is going to be all for Take Me Home Tonight by Morgan Matson. This is her newest release and I am so excited for it. So if you are unaware, Morgan Matson is one of my favorite authors of all time. I have loved every book that I've read by her except maybe Save the Date. It just wasn't what I was expecting or wanting out of the book. I do plan on rereading it one day to see if I like it more upon a reread. That so far is my least favorite Morgan Matson book, but this is her newest release. It sounds amazing and I am so excited for it. So I don't fully know what this is about. I mean, I know what it's about, but I don't know how to describe it. But it's basically at the very top here. It says 2 girls, 1 night, 0 phones. All I know is that they kind of sneak out to New York City for the night and they plan on having the best night ever, but everything that could go wrong does go wrong and they just have this wild night in New York. Before we get into this book, I kind of want to talk about some things. So I do have some hesitancies going into this book for a couple different reasons. So the main one, and kind of all my reasons link back to this one reason, but it is because I did not love Save the Date, which was a huge shock to me because I'd never disliked a Morgan Matson book before or felt anything less than thrilled about one of her books. But that one just really disappointed me. I think that one was also a book that was pitched as there's a wedding over the weekend and everything that could go wrong does go wrong. And so the second that I heard Morgan Matson say the same thing about this one where everything that could go wrong does go wrong, immediately I became nervous because that was my biggest critique of Save the Date, was that it just felt like too many things were going wrong, that it felt a little unrealistic and it just kind of got really repetitive and kind of annoying. And so I'm kind of worried that the same thing is going to happen with this one, but I'm really hoping not. I'm going to keep an open mind going into it and just really hope that I enjoy it because I really want to, She's one of my favorite authors. I don't like disliking my favorite author's books, so I'm really hoping that I can love this one and appreciate it for what it is. The other thing, it's not really an issue or anything or a hesitancy, but it is an expectation that I'm going to go into with this book. So she did say in an interview that this does have romance in it, but it's definitely not the main focus. The main focus is the main friendship between the 2 main characters. So I'm going to keep that in mind while I read it because I wanted to Save the Date knowing that it was going to be a huge family book, but also expecting for there to be a nice romance in it as well, and that's not what I got. The romance was definitely an afterthought or a subplot. It definitely wasn't what her other books are like. And so I'm gonna go into this one already knowing that the romance isn't going to be the main focus of the book and go into it with the expectation of connecting to the friendship and really focusing on that, in hopes that my brain will then not be annoyed that there is no romance. I know there is romance, but I'm gonna go into it expecting no romance to hopefully enjoy it more. One more thing, actually. She said that there's something on the back of the dust jacket that hints to something in the book, but she didn't want to spoil it. So this is an alternate book cover of sorts. It has its own description and everything. So my immediate prediction is that it's a side story in the book. There's 2 stories going on within one story. I don't know, and I'm kind of nervous to figure out what this is all about. So there's that. The other thing is she did say that there are cameos in this book because all of her books take place within the same world, within the same town. So these characters are from her town of Stanwich. I think she said there are cameos, but then there's also, I think, characters that kind of have a bigger part of the story that appear in multiple different scenes. I'm going to keep this vlog spoiler free, so I'm not going to tell you what the cameos are or what that's going to be, but I have a prediction for what it's going to be. Not specific, but I have a prediction of which characters it's gonna be. I don't know if she said it anywhere before, and so my mind's just taking it and pretending that I thought of it on my own. I'm excited. We're gonna see what the cameos are. They're always one of my favorite parts of her books, so I'm very excited. Yeah, I've been dying to get my hands on this book. It deals with New York, and I went to New York in 2019. That was my last pre-COVID trip, so it's gonna bring back fond memories for me. I feel like it talks about theater. I love theater, so I'm very excited to read this book. So let's just jump into it. We reached our first cameo and I freaked out a little bit and had to jump up out of my bed immediately, grab the book from which the cameo is from, just to double check to make sure that it was the same person. If this character has a bigger part, I think I'm gonna freak out a little bit. Oh my. I mean, I don't think it's a spoiler, but I'm not gonna say anything just in case, but oh my goodness. This is so cute. Like, this is what I love so much about Morgan Matson writing in the same town for all of her books, is that it's just so much fun to like see little things. Like, already, these aren't spoilers, but like already they've mentioned the orchard, which is from Since You've Been Gone, and they mentioned the ice cream parlor, which is also from Since You've Been Gone. And I love it so much. Like, it just feels like coming home in a way, and I'm just obsessed with it. I'm having a good time. I'm on chapter 2, page 22. Ooh, like, this is just me realizing how much time has truly like passed in this like world. I'm gonna keep reading because I need to know if this character has like a more important thing, because if they do, then my prediction, I think, for the reoccurring cameo was wrong. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna keep reading. Morgan is really throwing all of the like cameos and like mentions of other characters at us, because we just got another one. And I'm freaking out because, oh my god, I'm freaking out. Like, oh, I'm just so happy. Like, this is exactly what I'm needing right now. Like, this is exactly what I needed to be reading, and I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm on page 99 now, and I think that we're just getting to the part that is referencing what is on the back of the dust jacket, and I have no idea what's gonna happen. But like, the beginning of this chapter does say, "Meanwhile, back in Connecticut." I'm very intrigued, very nervous, but I am enjoying the book so far. Eeyore just loves making an appearance in my reading vlogs. I didn't realize that this book didn't take place during summer. All of Morgan Matson's books take place over the summer, if I'm not mistaken. And I was not expecting for this one to be any different. I thought it was gonna be like a summer night in New York. I knew the beginning of the book took place in school, and then they went to New York, but I just assumed it was like the last day of school, like before summer vacation, but it's not, and I wasn't expecting that. Not like I'm upset about it, it's just not what I was expecting. But so far I'm enjoying the book, loving the like cameo things, and I'm excited to see more. I think I was wrong about the cameo that I thought was going to be in multiple scenes like she talked about. I think it is the character that was the first cameo. I don't know, but I'm living right now. I'm very excited, loving the descriptions of New York, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen, because we're just getting to the good stuff. Like, they just got to New York, things are happening, so I'm very excited to continue. Okay, so I got like 2 paragraphs into this chapter. I'm just kind of really interested as to like why we need to know this story and like how it's gonna like weave into everything. I don't know. I'm very intrigued. Okay, so I've just reached part 3. I'm this far into the book. Things are happening, tension is rising, and I'm very excited to kind of see where this goes. A lot of things are going wrong. It's not bothering me though, because I was expecting it. So far I think it's definitely bothering me less than in Save the Date, which is good. I think we were introduced to the possible love interest, which is very exciting. I'm really looking forward to continuing the story. I think that things are going to be really tense from here on out, and I don't know. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen, because I don't really know where the story is going. Okay, I was like a whole page into this next chapter before I realized that we were in Stevie's point of view instead of Kat's point of view. And it says it at the very top of the chapter, but I guess I just didn't look, and I was very confused. So I guess we're getting 3 different point of views in this book, which is very different from Morgan Matson. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this. I'm excited to keep going, to be in Stevie's head for a little bit. I think it'll be interesting, but that just like kind of took me out of the story for a second, because I was like, wait, what? We're in Stevie's point of view now? I was very confused, but now that I know, it'll be okay. I'm gonna keep reading. Okay, so I took a break for dinner and I am back now. I'm on page 156. We just got to another one of the Meanwhile Back in Connecticut chapters, and I don't know if they were a good idea. I mean, so we already have Kat and Stevie's point of views, and throwing in another one that seems to be like a conspiracy thriller type of thing, I just don't know if it, one, like fits the vibes of the book, 2, if it's necessary. I mean, maybe it'll come back around in the end and it will all make sense and I'll be eating my words that I'm saying right now, but as of right now in this moment, I'm not looking forward to the chapters. They're not very frequent. I mean, I'm almost halfway-ish through the book and we've only had 2 of them, and they're very, very short. Like, this one was only a page and like a half, but right now I'm just not seeing the point of them. They seem very out of place, they seem very odd, and I don't know what the point of of them is. I'm hoping there's a point, because I don't want to be annoyed by them. Like, I do want to be eating my words by the time I finish the book, but I just, right now it feels like it doesn't match the vibe. It feels like there's too much going on with 3 point of views in a contemporary book, and one of them feels like a thriller. So I am going to keep reading, obviously, and I am enjoying like the actual like main plot. I don't know. I mean, I'm not even halfway through yet. I'm not going to judge too harshly. I'm going to keep reading, and we will see how my feelings progress. But as of right now, I'm wondering why this meanwhile back in Connecticut part is relevant, why we needed it. Okay, so the romance has started. Flirting is happening, and I'm here for it. But like I said, I'm trying to not have high expectations for the romance, or, you know, put too much on the romance, because I know it's not the main focus of this book. So even though I personally go to Morgan Matson books expecting a fun romance, I need to realize that that's not what she's trying to do here. So while I'm going to enjoy every single second that I get with this romance, I know it's not the main focus. So I'm not gonna bank on having it be a huge part of the book. But it's really cute so far, and I can't wait to like see it develop at least a little bit. Like, fingers crossed something happens, please. Okay, so I'm now on page 262, and we just finished another one of those like meanwhile chapters, and I don't like them. And while the character in these chapters is a part of the main story, like is friends with our main characters, the actual story so far just is not connected, and I'm really hoping that it has a reason and a purpose, but right now it doesn't. And I'm not interested, and I just, you know, I'm like fighting the urge to like skim the chapters almost, which I feel awful saying, but I just don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. But I am enjoying the other 2 point of views of our main characters, Kat and Stevie. I love the kind of like romance parts with Kat. I'm really enjoying those. Kind of wish it was a bit more present. I'm hoping that it comes back at some point. We were just in Stevie's point of view for a little while, and I like Stevie. I think we're about to get back into Kat though, and something is happening with Kat that like left off the end of her last chapter, and I'm very excited to see where it's gonna go. It involves a cameo from the same character, and I'm so happy about this cameo. Like, I'm just excited to see where it goes, and hopefully see like some more characters connected to this person. Oh, I'm just so excited. And even though it is like a little bittersweet that it's not the cameo that I thought it was gonna be, I'm not that upset about it actually. Like, I'm really happy. I love the book these characters are from, so I'm just having a good time. So I'm pretty far into the book now actually, so I'm excited to see how it all wraps up and see how it goes. But I can already tell you, this is not my favorite Morgan Matson book. Not like I was expecting it to be. I'm honestly not that sure if anything is going to be able to top like Second Chance Summer, Since You've Been Gone, The Unexpected Everything. Like, those are my like top tier books, so I just don't know if anything's going to ever be able to top those. I was really hoping that this one would be like a step up. I'm not disliking it by like any means. Like, I am enjoying myself. I mean, obviously I'm still sat here hours later reading. Like, I haven't really done much else. Like, I did watch a YouTube video and like scroll on my phone, but like I'm consistently reading, which is good. And I'm gonna finish this book today, which is great. That's my favorite. I love reading books in one day. But I don't know, it just doesn't have the same feeling as her other books do. I don't know. I'm not loving it as much as I would like to. I'm page 294 now, and I think I've discovered another reason why I'm not connecting or liking the chapters in Connecticut, the like meanwhile chapters. I think it's because the writing just doesn't feel like Morgan Matson writing, and I don't know if that was her intention. Maybe it was, because it's also told in a different point of view, like it's in third person point of view instead of first person, but it just, I don't know, it feels like more juvenile writing in a way. I don't know, and I'm just not invested like whatsoever in that plotline, and I'm getting close to the end here and I'm still not seeing the relevance of it. I don't know, but I am really enjoying the main story. We're getting a lot of Stevie chapters right now, and I'm having a lot of fun with them. Cameo keeps making more appearances, and I'm so excited about it, and I can't wait to read this next chapter because the cameo person is in it, and I'm so excited. But yeah, and I can't wait to like see how the story does wrap up, and I am very intrigued to see why these meanwhile back in Connecticut chapters are relevant and how they like connect to the story. Like, I just don't understand why we needed to know this. Like, why did this have to happen? Why did you have to include this in the story? Why couldn't this friend just be having, you know, a calm day at home the way that she planned? Like, why is all this crazy stuff happening to her too? Like, I just don't get it. I just really don't. I'm hoping that I get it by the end, because right now I'm just a little frustrated with those chapters. Every time they come up, I do like a little groan, and I'm just like, no, I don't want to read this. But besides that, I am enjoying the actual main story, which I guess is what matters. Let's get back to the current chapter, because I really want to read more about this Cameo. It's not even a cameo at this point. They're just actually a character in the story, but I'm just having the best time with it. I am not happy. I don't want to spoil anything about this book for you guys, but there was a cameo from the original character who I was thinking was gonna make a cameo, and I got so excited, but then I was not excited anymore. Let's just say the character is not where I thought they would be. I'm so sad right now. Okay, like I know, oh my god, I can't say anything without spoiling it, but I'm sad. I feel like I'm never gonna be able to read the book that these characters are from without being sad. Oh no. I literally was like, I don't know if you guys have like seen the TikToks or like whatever, where people, I don't remember exactly what the TikTok is, but basically where you're like reading and then it's like things you do when you're reading and you like stop reading, you look up and you like make a weird face at like the invisible cameraman or something. That was me. I was reading this and I just kept looking up and speaking to nobody and just being like, I'm so mad right now. And then I was like, I should probably just pick up my actual camera and just talk to this camera. I'm like shook. I mean, I should have, I don't know. I'm just, I can't even put a thought together right now. I'm a little disappointed. And I kept hoping that she would like, you know, like turn it around and like, just like, you know, as if she like pulled a prank on us or something. I'm so sad. I feel like my heart was just like broken or something. Oh no, it's not where I thought this character would be. And like part of me is like happy for them, but the other part of me is like, no, Okay, so I have finished Take Me Home Tonight by Morgan Matson. I am kind of struggling to put my thought into words right now. I think overall I enjoyed the story. Like I really liked the story with Kat and Stevie and kind of seeing their New York adventures that they went on. I enjoyed the romance that happened between Kat and the guy that she met. I feel like I just don't have much to say. I mean, I really did not like the meanwhile back in Connecticut part of the story, and honestly it didn't really come around in the end in a way that I felt was worth having it there. Like I just feel like it was irrelevant and it just didn't need to happen, and I genuinely just kind of don't understand why it was there and why it was necessary and like why it was made into such a big deal that it had like its own separate dust jacket on the back. Like it just felt very out of place. The writing style felt very odd to me, and I just don't understand. I'm very confused by it all, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, and then of course I'm a little let down and disappointed by one of the cameos like I was talking about. I mean, it's not the biggest of deals, it's just kind of like bittersweet, I think, the way that this character's life has turned out. And like I don't want to say anything specific because I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but like logically in my head I understand why it is the way that it is, but like I don't know, it's just not what I was wanting, which is, it's fine. I did like the original cameo though, like the first initial cameo. I really enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the cameo itself of the one that I was like disappointed by. Like the cameo itself I was fine with, and I enjoyed seeing this character again because I honestly don't even know the last time that we saw or heard about this character. And also Morgan Matson said, I just like re-looked at all of her Instagram stories, and she did say that there was one cameo that not even like her editor picked up on because it was so subtle. And I do remember seeing one line where I was like, oh, is that like a couple that we know? But I don't think it was, and I don't know. But if there was a subtle cameo, I think I missed it. But yeah, overall this is not my favorite Morgan Matson book by any means. But then again, I wasn't really expecting for it to be. I mean, obviously I read this in one day. Ooh, I don't know. I'm feeling very torn at the moment. I didn't love it as much as I wanted to love it. I can say, however, that the everything that can go wrong does go wrong part of the plot did not bother me, which I'm really happy about. Maybe it's because I went into it with like lesser expectations than I had going into Save the Day, or maybe just the circumstances were different. Maybe it's because there wasn't a whole lot of other aspects to Save the Date that I was enjoying, whereas with this I did have other aspects that I liked, and so it didn't really bother me that much that everything literally went wrong in this book. And I feel like maybe it was toned down a little bit from Save the Date. maybe my memory is very hazy with that book. And I do like the way that the story wrapped up in general, like with Kat and Stevie. So I did enjoy this book like quite a bit. I think I'm left with like this bitter taste in my mouth, like knowing that like I didn't like that whole Meanwhile Back in Connecticut, and I don't know. I did really enjoy it though. I think honestly though, if I were to reread it, I'd probably skip all the Meanwhile Back in Connecticut parts because I just don't think that I care. And now that like I know what happened, I don't need to reread it. If I were to reread this book, then maybe my reading enjoyment would be better not reading those parts. Also, there's a part where like one of the characters goes to Canada, and it's a very cliche like representation of Canadians in Canada, which I kind of cringed at a little bit, to be honest, but it is what it is. Anyways, I mean, this is not the way that I wanted to like end this vlog. I feel like it's kind of like a downer, even though I did enjoy the book. It's not what I wanted, you know what I mean? Like the experience that I had and the feelings that I'm feeling. Like I wanted to be like in love with this book, and that's just not what I got. I don't know. I think I just do prefer Morgan Matson stories that revolve around a romance, or maybe ones that are like more like Since You've Been Gone, where like the whole book's about like the friendship, but it's also about the romance a lot as well, and like a more like healthy balance of the two. Or like with The Unexpected Everything, it's again like a balance of friends, family, and the relationship, and I feel like she just hasn't been able to like strike that balance with the last two books. Or maybe she doesn't want to. Maybe she doesn't want to write as much romance. I don't know what her deal is. I don't know what she's wanting to write or what her intentions are with this book. She probably did exactly what she wanted to do with this book, and it's just my expectations and what I want with Morgan Matson books is not what she's been writing recently, which is totally fine because writers can write whatever they want and they can change their brand if they want to. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling at this point. I do just want to end off this video by saying I did enjoy this book. I don't know, it just didn't fully hit the spot. Sometimes books just don't fully do it for me, and I don't have like a proper explanation of why, but I did overall enjoy it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a huge thumbs up. Comment down below if you have read Take Me Home Tonight and what your thoughts were on it, because I'd really love to know. Or if you plan on reading it, let me know. Subscribe if you have not yet already, and I will see you guys next time.